everyone, Orange here. Welcome to Path of Decency episode 34. This is going to be like a huge episode. There's so much stuff I want to talk about. Here are our summons. We'll save those for the end, so I'm just going to show you guys real quick. 2 Scrolls of Light and Darkness. This one is a mystery scroll. Well, you'll actually find out in a second how I got this scroll. 10 Mysticals, and I'm still saving for Orion. I have like a big discussion thing involving that in a couple minutes. The biggest thing that happened this week was my R5 team is finished. I can do R5, so I'm really excited to show you guys my R5 team with, I guess, minimum stats-ish, we should say. I am going to hop into some raids with one of my guildmates. He is our resident raiding expert in our guild. He's not really the expert, he's just one of my friends. I have some ideas of how I can improve my raid team, and I'm hoping that he can help me and give me some more ideas. I think he does because he's been raiding a little bit longer than me, so him and I are probably just going to talk about what I can do to improve my raid team as we raid, and then he can watch my team and see like where they're failing, and then we'll see what we can do. I noticed a lot of people when I was doing raids this morning like have everything on violent.
That's not ideal.
Yeah, I was like, fuck, like these guys are kind of fucking us, or fucking me, I guess. I don't get why. Like, you know how you don't want your monsters taking a lot of turns? Then why do you have Hua on Swift? Just to do more damage because she scales off speed?
Yeah. In fact, that was one of my critiques. Your Hua is not on speed, too. It's a huge waste, I think. It's like having a slow Theomars. It's not bad, but certainly could be better. Okay, what do we need here? Crit rate, I guess.
So I already told you this, but I'll just say it for the video again. So the improvements that I know I can make right now are just my overall rune quality. Like everything's kind of like slower than it should be and probably not as tanky as it should be. And then Chisoon could use Devilmon, and then I think those are like the only things that I know of immediately. And then I might be able to come up with some more things if I actually watch like the run itself, but that's pretty much all I can tell. And like,
yeah, you surprised how much you learn from just watching a run. In fact, I was doing that today for free rune removal, and I figured out exactly what problems I was having on my DB10 minute team just by watching it, paying close attention to what dies, like what buffs don't go up, and how stupid fucking Verad is. Yeah, that was one of my other critiques. But your healers should be on. Your backline pretty much should be on violent, excluding your Hua.
So, why do you think she should be on speed slot 2?
Hua?
Yeah.
Because her damage scales off of speed. I was like asking, why do you want speed on Theomars?
Really? Oh, okay. I should look at her.
They have the same type of scaling.
I didn't really know that. I don't know. I should have her in for her.
I mean, it's not going to make a huge difference, but there would definitely be a difference in damage, which that's actually my biggest. I cannot. I mean, the problem is I'm running a lot of supports on my team, but my damage is always low. I always stick my debuffs on, and my like monsters don't die that often. But I'm trying this new thing with Fire Monkey King because I wanted to see if I could raise the damage from Jam Iron. Because Jam Iron, I don't like Jam Iron raids. I tried him for a while. He doesn't do anything.
I'm kind of worried about my Lisa too. Like, I think.
Lisa's fine.
Really?
So the only thing is, like, she needs a little bit more speed. That's literally it. Oh my gosh, I'm about to wipe. Holy shit. How the hell did that happen? Maybe you should critique my team. Damn.
I think you might be okay if you can. Oh shit. Never
No,
mind.
my front line's gone. If you lose your front line, you're dead. Even Thanos said you need to. Yeah, that was the first thing I saw was that your Chisoon. That's like huge. That your Chisoon doesn't have her heal on reduction, cooldown reduction.
Yeah, I was waiting to see if we were gonna have a Hall of Heroes for a Sky Dancer. Someone on Reddit the other day made like an analysis post, and they said it's like pretty highly unlikely that we'll have it.
I got the best rune. That's what happens. Get carried, get all the rewards. Okay, hold up. Let me make sure. No, I'm just terrible, I guess. I wasn't even paying attention. I was looking at your runes and I didn't see how I died.
Oh, she gets the cooldown reduction too.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
That's pretty fucking big.
That's the difference between your whole team being at red and then she just doesn't have it up, or she has it up, and your whole team's alive. Like,
Also for my Colleen, I don't like have another violent set, so do you think like she's okay on like all this weird shit for now?
no, it's fine. Like, double revenge is actually not bad. It's gonna raise. In fact, that's one of the things I need to fix with my team. My Colleen's not on revenge, and that's a big problem because she needs to be on revenge.
Yeah, I noticed on like sometimes he jumps and then like I die right after it, but like there's like a slight area where people could have revenged and put like debuffs on him. Does that actually happen?
Yeah, like that's the whole point of revenge. Revenge is like the best rune set or rune offset that you can have for raids because it's free it's free debuffs. Yeah, your Darien needs more defense. I mean, I guess it's not a big deal since he has a lot of health. But ideally, you want like I guess he just barely has 1500. That's fine, I guess.
I kind of noticed
Your
on
Zhang
some.
Fei,
Wait, what
your
about?
Zhang Fei, killable. I like your Zhang Fei. Double
Yeah,
revenge. Those stats. That's good.
I noticed that my Darien was sometimes dying. Like he'd get pretty low on the front line, but my Panda would be fine.
Yeah, that's because you're barely on the cusp, as you say,
Yeah.
um, of the defense requirement. I wonder if it's my monkey that caused that fail. I wonder if he died. I wasn't paying attention because I'm just trying this monkey out, and I tried to rune him on the dangerous side more for like damage instead of survival because my damage has been so low on my raids.
I wonder if I should skill up my Lisa too for her like glancing thing.
Certainly worth the Devil Mom, but you probably have better options. Honestly, it's not that big of a deal. It's only like what I think it's like an extra 5 or 10%.
Oh my god, my fucking team.
Yeah, see your Darien.
Yeah. Oh my
It's
god,
just
someone heal.
I think Jasoon's gonna get a heal off. Yeah, there you go. Someone heal. Yeah, see, there's the Amuse. That would have been up a turn earlier. At least see right there.
My Hua keeps dying. She has an HP rune too. Is it just my healers not healing enough?
I liked your Hua. Your Hua seems fine, other than the speed thing. Actually, I didn't see how much defense did she have.
Oh no, my team.
But I mean, well, the problem is that your back line is going to start to take a lot more damage once you lose your Darien. So
Oh, yeah.
not because of just losing the passive, but because you lost a man on the front. So the damage, more of the damage diverts to the back. But I would definitely try to raise. I would say like try to get that defense to like 1800. Like I would sacrifice his health. Like I think 25k health is fine, and you have 27. Thanos though, he's got his game on lockdown.
That aerial though, I don't know about that. I don't know about just having that monster. Oh, the copper.
Going
Copper?
for it.
Yeah, I've heard he's decent.
My team's probably gonna die or whatever. Or not Camila, sorry, Ariel. Camila's awesome for it. Ariel, because she doesn't do anything other than actually healing. Like, Jasoon heals, but she gives you attack buff and she gives you glancing. Ariel gives you nothing, just heals. She's kind of like a crutch for a beginner's team. Although I guess I can't really talk shit here because he's destroying us in contribution. I'm losing a lot of contribution though, honestly, because I should really be using Darien because my Diaz isn't skilled up, and that's kind of a huge problem because he can't stick his debuffs. So essentially, he's just there. Especially if he gets debuffed with Oblivion, he's literally doing nothing for the team. And honestly, my team actually right now is pretty low on defense breaks, which is a huge problem. Which it's nice to have Zhang Fei.
What debuffs are we missing? That would be helpful. Branding? Like, eventually you want branding, right?
Yeah, I mean, branding's not necessary. That's like kind of going into speed raids, which we're obviously in no position to, especially because you're just entering it. I mean, honestly, I've only been in this for a month. Obviously, my team just wiped. But definitely, like, that's kind of like the whole sub 2 minute dragons thing. You just got to kind of get there. But yeah, branding is what you want. Other than that, 5 debuffs on him right now are the big ones. That's the other thing about Darien is since he's a nat 3, he's a lot harder to rune than Diaz.
Oh, I got a rune from my wish. Wow. It was kind of bad though. The fuck? What? A
Right? Isn't that the
5-star.
worst? You finally get something quote unquote useful, and it's just shit. Well, it could be worse. You could have gotten Cha Cha.
Yeah. Hey, Jaja's OP. Don't insult her.
Oh, he still has that monster. He like puts it as his defense.
Yeah. Oh, she's not there anymore, though. We are finished raiding. Of course, I have a lot of stuff to work on, but I'm optimistic because it looks like there's a lot of stuff that I can do now. I'm still worried about that Chisoon Hall of Heroes, though. I mean, it could be me, Yang, you never know. I feel like Com2uS gave us a couple of really good ones. The Ran Hall of Heroes, the MSD Hall of Heroes. I don't know if they can keep on that. You know, then people might start expecting some stuff. I really wanted to get my raid team going because my 1 year anniversary is coming up, and I wanted to be able to say that I can do everything. We do have the new content coming out soon with the new raid stuff for the homunculus or whatever. I may not be able to say I can do everything in the game, but I guess I could kind of say that. The thing that I wanted to talk about regarding Orion and summoning stones in general are the odds of getting Nat 4s with summoning stones. Last week or the week before, I had a comment that kind of inspired this discussion. I always have to thank you guys for getting me off my lazy ass and doing stuff. I'll show you guys how many summons I have right now. So Orion's going to show up in 15 days. Right now I have 32 summons. When he does show up, I should have something more like 45 or 50-ish. With that many summons, I wanted to show you guys my odds of getting Orion, and this is just more evidence, or I guess proof to show you guys why summoning stones work. I have to attribute a lot of my success to summoning stones. You guys know I've pulled a bunch of Nat 4s with summoning stones. Many of those Nat 4s, I think almost all of them, I've used in TOA hard to clear it. I've said this before, but I wanted to clear TOA hard as soon as I could because those rewards are so important. If I just start getting them earlier, I'm gonna have more crystals every single month to farm runes and to keep me progressing. I'll probably just put a picture on the screen for you guys. If we look at this graph shows my odds of getting Orion with X amount of mystical scrolls. So right now I have 32 summons. If I have 40, I have a 55% chance of getting Orion. If I have 45, I have close to a 60% chance, which is pretty good. The odds are in my favor, but of course I'm still crossing my fingers because the odds are not magnificent. But with more mysticals, the odds do go up. So if I did have 60 summons or so, I would have a 70% chance of getting Orion. If we look at these odds, the odds are in your favor, which means you will win at some point or another. The comment that I was talking about that I got last week or the week before was about elemental scrolls versus summoning stones from the guild shop. I'm sure you guys know to buy one summon with summoning stones, it's more expensive than buying one summon with a water scroll. But summoning stones are actually 2.5 times more cost effective at buying you odds of getting any Nat 4 of your choosing, excluding light and dark monsters because we're talking about monsters that show up in the summoning stone rotation. I sort of started to look into odds of getting Nat 5s too, which you guys can look into, but it starts to get a little bit ridiculous because you need something like 600 summons to guarantee good odds at getting any Nat 5 of your choosing. The next thing on the list, my guild got G2 again, which was nice. Gotta get those summoning stones and those guild points. I am still working on my copper team. It should be ready soon, and then I will have to experiment with it. Hopefully I can eventually I will be able to get Guild Wars videos out to you guys. I'm kind of working on that now, getting more comfortable with it, taking baby steps. We gotta take baby steps before we get all the way to live commentary and stuff. To be honest, I am just barely scratching the surface of getting into PvP, like just barely. I've been closely paying attention to my arena offenses, my Guild Wars offenses, and I have to say it feels like I am a tiny little seed with a tiny sprout, a very tiny sprout, and that's pretty much where I stand for PvP. I've been thinking about what it's going to take to climb out of C2 to C3 and G1, and what it's going to take to be in a G2 guild that's a solid G2 guild. I'm excited, I'm ambitious, I know it's gonna take a lot of work. So we have to take baby steps to get there, just like how I've had to take baby steps to get from dungeon to dungeon to dungeon to where I am now. So I hope you guys will continue to be patient with me and wait for those videos to come out. Next on the list, I purchased level 7 of the Guardstone, which is the defense building. I'm working on that building because I'm kind of working on my Copper Bulldozer team, and because I'm working on my R5 team, and because every monster can benefit from defense, even attack-based monsters. I'm kind of starting to agree with those people who said hold off on the sword. until later because not many monsters will benefit purely off attack. I think I'm going to continue purchasing the Guardstone all the way to level 10, and then I think I'll go into the sword next. After that, I'm pretty sure it's just the elemental buildings. I will most likely do wind and water because, I have copper, Lagmaron, Theomars, blah blah blah. And then after that comes all the fun stuff. Eventually we'll be able to purchase those scrolls. Those will make Path of Decency a lot more fun, I think. Next, I finished C1. Last week was really weird. It might have been because of the rewards. I got kind of mad and I was pretty disappointed at my finish because Rush Hour felt like it went really well. I went 16-1. I almost went 17-1, but I got kicked out of my last battle. Something similar to this happened a while ago, and I did get attacked about the same amount as I did last week. It may have been the reward. I can't remember what it was. I just wanted to give you guys an update. I am not really looking to work on my arena stuff just yet, but that's going to come eventually. I have another graph that I'm going to show you guys regarding feeding defenses versus non-feeding defenses. I'm sure that's something a lot of people debate doing. Do I set up a strong defense and get more glory points per win, or do I set up a weak defense and get less glory points per win? But the trade-off is, if you set up a strong defense, you may lose more offenses because you're fighting more difficult people. If you're setting a weak defense, you might win more offenses. So I'll show you guys a picture of the graph, and I'll link it down below in case you want to play around with the numbers. I just wanted to see if it was worth it having a low victory rate, because you guys can see my victory rates are not that high. They're like 83%. It turns out that having a low victory rate is still better if I'm getting 5 glory points per win than having a flawless victory rate, which will probably not happen either way. I just wanted to show you guys that graph in case you wanted to kind of look into it for yourself if you're debating setting a strong defense or a weak defense. Last week, I did a couple of 12-hour EXP boosters. I made a couple of 6 stars. I 6-starred my Bulldozer and my Fire Panda. I decided just to go ahead with it. It turns out that 6-starring my Fire Panda paid off because I am able to do raids. I'm able to check that off my achievement list, which I was pretty excited about. For Bulldozer, his stats are still not that great. He is on Will. I could make him quite a bit better if he wasn't on Will. I think he's so weak because I haven't farmed Necro yet, really. I think I've only done like 50 to 100 runs of Necro to get those Will runes. I think he's a fine 6-star though for now. Hopefully the meta doesn't shift too much when the new update comes out or when the homunculus comes out to make him totally out of meta. Even if that does happen, I don't think I'll regret 6-starring him because I have a lot of resources to make more 6 stars. The monsters that I'm thinking about 6-starring next, I have quite a few on my mind actually. I'm thinking about Tessarian. I still have to do more work on him before free run removal's over to make him kind of decent because I plan on using him in Guild Wars. I think that's probably the main place. I was also kind of thinking about runing him to make him a backliner for raids for the resist lead, but I think I should probably just let other people do that for now and let other people bring their resist leads because we watched my runs and my team needs a lot of improvements. I don't really know if I'm going to be raiding anytime soon, so I have time to kind of make him decent if I want to make him a backline damage dealer, but I don't know about that. I feel like I need Hua in there for the attack bar pushback. That's her main purpose, to push the raid boss's attack bar back. So I think Tessarian will mainly be a Guild Wars monster for me. Another monster that I had in mind was a Messity. I do need to skill him up too. I've been kind of worried though, like what if I pull Jemire and then I want to skill up a Water Horse for a Katarina combo? I feel like that's a little bit far off though. So I think I should probably skill him up soon and maybe 6-star him to make him survive for Guild Wars. Another monster that I was thinking about was Megan because I'm using her on my Dragons team right now. I could possibly look to use her for PvP soon. I've kind of been messing around with using her in Guild Wars. She'd be good to use against Theos. I might wait to do anything with her until I look into building Lucians. I talked about this before, but there's a bunch of different ways you can build Lucians, and Megan is probably not the most optimal choice. So she is a consideration. I was kind of thinking about Kona too, but I don't really know about his stats. I did have some suggestions to build Kona to work with Theomars to make Kona slightly slower than Theo, so Kona can resurge Theo and make Theo move more. He's also kind of been on my mind. I think that is the complete list of monsters that I've been considering 6-starring. Yesterday and the day before, I worked a lot on getting ready for free rune removal. So free rune removal's today, and I'll kind of walk you guys through what I did. What I did was I just went through all of my runes and powered them up. I pretty much powered everything up to at least +9. I have so much mana because I've been farming a lot of giants and dragons and selling a lot of runes that drop because they're just not good. A lot of those 6-star runes with flat 2, 4, 6 stats I sell, so I have quite a bit of mana. After I powered everything up, I started to look at which monsters I wanted to focus on. You guys know my main focus was getting my R5 team ready, so what I did then was look at which monsters I needed to rune for R5. I looked up builds for them on Reddit. You guys will have to keep a lookout for my September rune video because I'm sure I'll go into detail on that, and I will go into detail on every monster I worked on. Some monsters I made a little bit worse to make others better, so I will definitely talk about those in that video, so keep a lookout for that video to show up in these next couple days. That is about all I did last week, so I'm going to discuss what I'm doing next week, and then we will get into the summons. So today, like I said, I need to improve my monsters and get all of them in kind of a decent position. Next week, I will be continuing to farm dragons. That's what I'm doing until TOA resets. I might consider getting into Necro. I might have to really evaluate to see if it's worth it yet. Necro is a very, very specific thing. So pretty much just back to the same old farming runes. Let's get into the summons. Okay, let's do the Mysticals first and then the 2 Light and Dark Scrolls. I hope I get something good from the Light and Dark Scrolls and the Mysticals too. Are you guys ready? Here we go. Okay, we should get at least 1 lightning. 2 martial cats in a row, nice. And a martial artist. Today's my lucky day. And another martial cat. Come on, let's get a lightning. Lightning! No! Oh, we got a Frankenstein though, that was really good for my bulldozer. Okay, here we go. 2 Light and Dark Scrolls. Let's do the pieces first, and then we will do the Light and Dark Scroll that I got from completing raids for the first time for the raid achievement. Okay, here comes the first Light and Dark Scroll. No lightning. Could it be something good? I actually don't have that one. I don't think I have that one. A lot of people like using that one for certain reasons, so I'm kind of glad I got it, but I don't know if I'm going to use it. Okay, here we go. The Light and Dark Scroll from the R5 achievement. No lightning. Please, something. What? What is this? No. Okay, well, those are the summons. I'm gonna go ahead and put that skill up on my bulldozer real quick, but first I will sign off. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I will catch you guys later.